Hey guys, welcome back to Phil Plays TCG. I'm a little late on this one, I will admit. I usually like to do this a couple weeks prior to the release of the set, but we are getting Manga Booster 2 released this upcoming Friday. As of time of recording, this is Tuesday. We're just a couple days away from getting the set in our hands, and of course that means a whole new meta is happening. It's going to be a very short one though, as we are getting set 8 in December. So about a month meta. These are my thoughts about the upcoming meta. Obviously, this is the tier prediction video. Like I said, we do this usually a couple weeks prior to release, but time has flown by. I completely wow, I cannot believe we're getting set the Manga Booster 2 this Friday. And we're going to talk about my thoughts about the upcoming meta. Now, of course, these are just my opinions. I will 100% admit I have not tested every single deck. I have talked with a lot of players, other content creators, and some of their testing, and I've decided to use my own insight and decide where these go. So, if you do like Dragon Ball Super Fusion World content like this, why not hit that like button to show support for the video, hit that hype button, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to see more content like this in the future. We do Dragon Ball Super Fusion World, we do Dragon Ball Masters, we do One Piece, whatever else I'm feeling like that day. We're trying to get this channel to 3,000 subs by the end of the year. We got about a month and a half to go. I think we can get another 212 subscribers. That's me personally, though. Let's if you could help me out, that I really appreciate it. It's pretty early in the morning. I'm pretty tired, but I gotta get this out. So we're gonna talk about things right here. We have my tier lists here. We have Z tournament, tournament winners, Z tier. These are the decks that I believe are full-heartedly have have the ability to win events. I'm not going to be surprised if these are the winning decks. Pretty standard there. And next we have top competitors. These are decks that are just very, very good on their own, in the right hands, in the right pilot's hands. They can win events, but they're going to do very, very well, easily in the top 8, top 16, stuff like that. Then we have rogue, high roll decks. These decks are these are very good in a certain high tier matchups, but for the most part, they're not going to win, beat every top tier deck, but they're also the decks that if they see what they want to see, on the turn they need to see it, they can high roll into a very, very powerful competitor. So, these are decks that may not win events, but they're going to do very well if they see the right matchups and they high roll. So I hope that's not too confusing. Then we have casual / for fun. Basically, these are decks that you play it for fun. You play because you like the character or like the deck's playstyle, but don't expect to really win any big events. And then, of course, we have the Help Me Please tier, which are decks that desperately need some type of support. Spoiler, because we have so many leaders, I have decided for this time we're gonna try this. Maybe we'll change it again for the next tier list, in a month from now. But these are, I've already put a bunch of decks into the casual / for fun and help me tier because I just don't see them being any type of meta relevant this upcoming meta. Now, if things change, you know what? That's on me. That's why it's a prediction tier list. But let's pull back the curtain here. All right, as you can see here, we've already put a bunch of decks into these 2 tiers. For the casual fun decks, we have Shallot, UI Goku, Super Saiyan Starter Goku, Starter Vegeta, Glorio, SS3 Starter Vegeta, Golden Frieza, Majin Buu, Trunks, U7 Goku, Green Cell, Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, Cooler, Starter Broly, Piccolo, and Gogeta. And then we put into Piccolo into Help Me Please tier. I just think even with the support Piccolo got in the Manga Booster, he's just not doing anything. There's no reason to play King Piccolo. There really isn't. At best, he might actually be in the, for casual for fun deck. But he just, at best. But I still think he's in the, we got to put something in the Help Me Please tier. But yeah, like I said, these are just decks that, if we're looking competitively, these are not any of the leaders you're going to even want to look at. You're just not going to do that. You're going to focus on decks that have a better shot at winning. Now, if your only goal is to have fun, yeah, any of these decks are going to do good. but I just feel like in the sphere of competitiveness, these are just not going to do it. And it pains me to put certain cards in here. Actually, you know what? I think I maybe missed a couple cards. Oh man, Green Gohan is probably up there. I just don't see him doing really anything. The mini Goku and mini Vegeta starter cards, starter deck leaders. This sucks, but like, I kind of feel like at least Goku's in there. He's just not. There's just no reason to play him over other red decks. Same with Vegeta. Vegeta is very, very good, but like with the ability to, well, no, I think Vegeta might actually do play a little bit better. But anyway, we're going to talk about things because we're already 6 minutes into the video and we haven't put anything up here. So let's start here. And let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. This is going to be a fun discussion here. Honestly, we're starting with Bulma. We're going to throw Bulma into top competitors. Bulma is actually really good. It's just the ability to build a pretty wide board. Sure, it may take a couple turns to get going, but once it does, you can build a pretty sizable board. You're playing like 25k attackers for 1 energy. You know, this, and it did get a little bit more support in the manga booster, and we are going to be getting another promo card, which will allow you to play your 5-drop Goku or Krillin's for a little bit cheaper. So I think overall, Bulma is a very fun, good deck to play. I just don't see it, getting any higher than this. It could also be in the Rogue tier, any one of these, but I'm going to put high hopes for Bulma up in top competitors. Kid Buu. Excuse me. Were you surprised? Kid Buu is, Yellow Buu is still good. Like, it's a very, very good deck, but I do feel like lately, we're starting to see less of Kid Buu because of another leader that I can go ahead and just grab here, Omega Shenron. Omega Shenron is starting to become much more popular because of his ability to basically bottom deck or bounce cards of barrier, which Kid Buu really does like to use. So I do think that at the time being, Omega is actually starting to become a lot more competitively viable than Buu. But Buu is just going to really, pardon my French, dookie on. I didn't want to say it. The other workers were still not far enough into the video for me to swear. But Buu is still going to be very, very good into a lot of other decks. It's just into Omega Shenron, he's not as good. But still very, very good. And yeah, I guess just Omega is just very, very good with its very aggressive style of play. You can bounce basically anything now on the board that's low cost or not. It's got some really nice cards. It's aggressive, it's controlling. Omega Shenron is just the best blue deck in the format, as well as Kid Buu being the best yellow deck in the format. Cell, I mean, let's face it, Cell is still the best deck in format. It is still a incredibly good deck. It's consistent as hell. It board controls, it's aggressive. It basically does everything a deck needs to do. It's incredibly resource sufficient, which I feel like in Fusion World, resource management is the key factor when it comes to winning these games. The better decks are the ones that have better resource management. So just, yeah, these three leaders so far are just incredibly good. Giblet is definitely top competitor still. We're definitely seeing less Giblets because, it doesn't seem to do the best into Cell. Omega can probably handle it pretty well because a lot of cards are going to be pretty like 4 cost or less, which is Blue's best zone, best number for Blue to deal with. But a Gibble player is still good. It didn't lose any, so it didn't gain anything. It didn't really lose anything. It's still pretty good. That's why I'm going to place it up in top competitors. Vegito, I'm going to throw Vegito into Rogue / High Roll. Now, why he's not in top competitors is because the new support he got, the new Vegito Rare, lets him play out the 4 cost early, which also lets him then play the 6 cost early. So if you're able to high roll and get the cards you need in your discard pile and get the 6 drop on board pretty early, and you are being incredibly aggressive. Like, holy crap, you are going to be swinging high, swinging tall. It's awesome, but you need to see the right things. The fact that Omega kind of fixed what Blue was trying to do with the whole self-mill thing, Vegito just kind of feels like a beta for that. And once you mill, you're not able to recycle any cards back into your deck, so you are on a time limit. If you mill too many cards, you're just out. So it is it's a very good deck if you see what you need, but basically that's the best I could give it. Super Saiyan Daima Goku. Oh god. He really didn't gang anything. Like, set 7 got some new Daima cards, which mainly work around Evolve. I'm gonna throw him in casual. Like, I just don't see Super Saiyan Goku doing that well in today's, meta. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say about that. It's not really doing it. Goku, Namek Goku. Oh man, actually now I'm starting to like look at a lot of these and just think like, just what's really going to be like effective. Namek Goku for a while was a really cool rogue deck. For like, at first I would think just throw it into rogue tier / high roll, because if you are able to see a lot of your bigger bodies, this thing can be pretty aggressive. But it just really hasn't been putting up any numbers. And I guess, so this set did get a lot of new Namek cards, so maybe I should give it a little bit more credit. So yeah, I think I'm going to put it into the Rogue High Roll deck. I think with the new Namek support, there's probably going to be some fun builds coming out, that this leader is going to be able to use some of the new cards. So I do think that there's a good reason to keep it. Good reason to keep it up there. And I'm probably going to do the same thing with this Namek Goku. We'll throw one of the new leaders out here. We got 3 new leaders, by the way. We'll just throw this Namek Goku into the Rogue / High Roll deck. Basically, from what I've been told by a lot of people that have been testing this, these 2 leaders are damn near identical. Like, people thought maybe the new Goku would have a different playstyle, or slightly different playstyle at least. But it seems like they're pretty equal in terms of what they can and can't do. So I think I'm going to at least put him into the Rogue / High Roll deck. And you know what? We'll see if he kind of climbs from there. We'll throw Janemba into Rogue as well. Janemba just, I keep saying this, Janemba just reads like the best kind of generic yellow leader. I love that it can restand energy, but it's just no one is willing to, it's very few people are willing to test it and put in the work to build a very good generic yellow Janemba deck. I feel like if people are going to play yellow, they're going to primarily try playing Kid Buu. And I still feel like this leader has potential. The leader is still good. Sure, does it put up results? No, it's not been putting up results, but I just feel like no one's willing to put in the time or effort to do so. At worst, this leader is in the casual or fun, but I do think Janemba, on the right, it's missing a few cards to really just, make it more of a desirable yellow deck to play. But it could very well drop down. We'll see how I feel towards the end of the video. It may drop down to for casual for fun. Yellow Buu, we're going to throw him up in top competitor as well. The deck is still aggressive as hell. Absolutely aggressive as hell. It is just unfortunately going to be dependent on your matchups. Cell's going to be very, very annoying for this deck. It does have a good job. It has a good, it's very easy for Cell to get rid of some of this board, minus the barrier cards. But barrier, I feel like Kid Buu handles barrier a bit better than Super Buu. Super Buu is still very good, so I do feel like it still at least deserves to be in the top competitor spot. But it's just, yeah, your Kid Buu is just better. Vegeta, we're gonna throw Vegeta into Rogue solely for the point that this leader can be very good, because a lot of people don't remember what it does. This leader, with the new support it got in Manga Booster 1, can pop off, and people don't expect that. So be on the lookout. This Vegeta did I think, put a top placement into a regional recently. So yeah, I feel like this leader absolutely deserves a place here in the high roll. Maybe even top competitors. I don't know. I feel like if you know what the Vegeta is doing, you're a little bit more prepared. But I feel like not a lot of people know what Vegeta does. So hold on one second. Hydration. GamerSup, sponsor me, please. Baby. God, Baby is still just a very good black deck. Is it now like the best black deck? Is it still the best black deck? Because for a while, yeah, people would just say Vegeta, Baby Vegeta is the best black deck, but like, is it still? Like, it hasn't got any support since set 3? No, not set 3. Actually, hold on. When did Baby Vegeta come out? Because set 4 was Boo. No, it did come out in set 3. So yeah, set 3. God, we're all about up to set 8. It's already been 5 sets since this leader came out. Crazy. I don't know. This is a tough one. It hasn't really gotten any support, but does that make it worse? Because, like, respectfully, I know SS4 Goku has been putting in that work. It got more support, and it's like, it's going to be, it's a decent deck for sure. Bardock I'd also throw into Rogue tier. You know, like, these 3 black decks are all like fairly powerful, but like Bardock actually won a regional. So I feel like with Bardock at least deserves to be in top tier competitors. Probably more so higher tier than Bulma. Maybe Vegeta. This is a tough one. This is a really tough one, honestly. Because, yeah, I'm going to put Vegeta down in Rogue. Like, it just... like I said, he didn't... he hasn't gotten worse. He hasn't gotten any new support or nothing like that. But, like, he just... Goku has gotten support. So it makes sense to put him a little bit higher. Bardock just has been putting in more numbers. Oh god, this is rough. I'm gonna put Goku and Bardock in top competitors. Baby into. No, I feel like Baby's still up there. We'll see how I feel towards the end of the video. Jiren, we're gonna throw into Rogue. He's still a brick wall. He's still a tank. It just depends on his matchups. Yellow really does hurt him pretty bad though, which does make him, you know, drop down here. Blue, still pretty bad, but into other red decks, like if he goes up against Cell, I mean, maybe he has a bit better of a time. But yeah, I just can't put him any higher than Rogue / higher roll. Androids, in the slow game, like Androids is going to be popping off. They've got, it's just good generic green at this point. You have the Gohan Super Rare, Gohan Secret Rare that just pops off late game. Androids, I still feel like is at least in the Rogue tier, at least better than the casual for fun tier. Same thing with Goku. Like Halo Ku is it's been dethroned as the best deck in the format because Cell obviously destroys low to the ground cards. Omega Shenron destroys low to the ground cards. A lot of decks just really eat up low to the ground cards now. So this deck just doesn't really do as well as it does. I mean, there's even an argument to put it down into the casuals tier. The Satan City package is just so good. And there's a reason why they haven't made any more support for it, because I feel like if they make any more support, it is going to be broken again. Well, not as broken because we do have Cell, but do I want to say... we'll see how I feel towards the end of the video. Goku Black, King of High Roll. The King of High Roll. Goku Black did get that new promo, and it is awesome. I love it. It makes the deck way more consistent. And if you are constantly drawing your cards and like searching for your pieces, I feel like Goku Black can be very scary because you are able to get your 4-cost, your 6-drop off on turn 4, which is just disgusting. Actually, but even on turn 3, if you see everything you need. Like, absolutely, Goku Black, the king of high roll, deserves to be up in this tier. You know what? We'll throw one of the new leaders into the slot here. Future Trunks. This really hurts. This really hurts to say, but from what I've been hearing from all the different content creators I've talked to and some friends that are playing, Trunks just ain't it. Trunks is in the casual for fun tier. His archetype is very combo heavy, and the payoff just isn't as good as certain other decks are currently. I hate this because I love Future Trunks. I love this version of Trunks specifically too. And the archetype for Hyperbolic Time Chamber sounds awesome. It's just unfortunate that it's still missing some pieces that could make it competitive. So I think that for now, it's best to throw him in the casuals tier. He's for fun, not for competitive. Next up, we have Beerus. Crazier, set 1. Beerus, I definitely think is a rogue deck. It's still one of the best removal-based decks. This deck in particular is the reason why Halo Coup can't do well. It's removal-based, it's very crit-heavy, and this is still one of the better old-school red leaders that we have. I'm just trying to think how it compares to the upcoming meta. It can't touch Boo's barrier, which sucks. Aggressive decks may be able to help like clear board and not focus so much on like, because if you can wear down Beerus if you wear down Beerus too quickly, he just has a bunch of cards in hand, so he's going to be able to do more things. But if you can starve him out, it may work better for you. But Red's got so much, self-awakened now that I don't really feel like you can starve Beerus out. I can see him being in Rogue, but at worst he's probably a casual deck. But I still think I swear he's been in one regional like top cut. So we will just have to see. Let's throw. Oh yeah. Fuse Zamasu, he's in casual for fun. He got nerfed with Peel Off. I forgot to throw him in there. Let's see here. Another leader that got support in the new manga booster is Yellow Frieza. I think let's throw Frieza into the Rogue tier. Frieza got some new support, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's just good generic yellow. With him being able to restand stuff, he can now play a bit more aggressive, but he's still very controlling as well. So I have faith that Frieza. You got to know your Frieza matchup. Yellow is just a pain in the butt. You definitely want to prepare yourself for your Frieza matchups. Specifically, another yellow deck here we have is Ginyu. A lot of the Frieza stuff works for Ginyu too because it's Ginyu Force. So I feel like Ginyu, in a very good Ginyu player, in a very good Ginyu player's hands, I feel like it can still pop off if you don't prepare for it. Now, it's definitely Rogue. It's not going to do super well into like things like Cell, but I still think it's aggressive as heck. Be on the lookout. Be wary. Broly, I want to say is Broly BR. I still feel like he was a gatekeeper deck for a little bit, for a brief time in the 6th meta. Anything beyond that, though? Let's throw him up in is he Rogue? Like, he does one thing, but it's a very good, powerful thing. So, God, see, this is actually tougher than I thought. I'm going to throw him into Rogue, High Roll, because if he can get his big boss monsters on the board, it's very, very scary. I just don't see it doing well. I don't want to put him any lower than this, because I feel like he's better than casual, but he's definitely not a top competitor deck. And maybe the rogue tier might also just be for a tier for decks that just they're missing something. They're good, but they're missing something from being really great. Yeah, that's another thing I can throw in there. Yellow Vegeta, Yellow Vegeta, Mini Vegeta, same thing. He's great with the board control. Like low to the ground board control, he's fantastic at it. Unfortunately, with removing Pilaf, he was up at the top tier for a while. But with removal of Pilaf, he lost a lot of defensive power. Even with his 2 cards that he got that really boosted him up there, Pilaf was just a huge blow for a lot of blue decks. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Top Coup. I'm saying this now. Top Coup's got a bunch of support over the last couple sets that make him at least not as weak as he used to be. You know, maybe he deserves to be in the for casual for fun deck, but I think you got to be careful. I've seen some people win their locals with Top Coup. Now, sure, it could just be their locals. It's not very good, but the deck can still do some things. And if Kepler were ever to be unlimited, this deck would pop off again. No joke. Yellow Vegeta is absolutely in the echelons of top competitors. Now, we've seen some leaks from set 8. I kid you not, set 8 makes me want to put him up here. No joke, set 8 is going to make Vegeta incredibly good. But as of right now, Yellow Vegeta is still very, very aggressive. And you need to be on the lookout. 100%, you need to be on the lookout for this. It's a very gross leader, and he always gets more support. Every set, it seems he's getting 1 or 2 cards. In fact, this next upcoming set, I think he got 4 cards, in set 8. So why? That's a whole other thing. But yes, Yellow Vegeta absolutely up there in top tier. Another top tier deck I'd probably say is Orange Piccolo. Now, I know some people are going to say Piccolo is should be in in the Z winners. He's won events. You're right. You know what? You're right. I think that Piccolo is very, very good. Now, the reason I thought about putting him in top tier competitors is because he can brick. I'm going to put him down here. He can brick. If your opponent is also too aggressive, he can be worn down a bit. Your only play late game is basically to play the Gohan Gohan Piccolo combo over and over again. Eventually, you kind of run out of those. Yellow hurts it because yellow can just freeze a lot of his stuff down. It doesn't really have much of a gameplay. It doesn't have really any gameplay in the early turns, not until you're dropping those Gohans. If you don't see your Gohan super rare, you're not able to ramp 2. If you don't see your Gamma, you're not able to ramp 1. If you don't see your ramp cards on the turn you need to play, this deck can brick, and that's why I don't feel comfortable putting into the Z winners, especially in this upcoming set. But at the same time, it has gotten tournament wins. So I think just based off that alone, it's in the lower echelon of I think it's in the low echelon of the tournament winners. Okay, I talked myself in. I think Kid Buu still is second tier, even though he does lose to Omega. In the grand scheme of things, Kid Buu just has better matchups into a lot of other decks over Omega. Then Cell's top tier. Kid Goku, same deal. I mean, he got a bunch of new support, but God, it really didn't do much for him. I don't want to put him into casuals, but he really didn't. He got a bunch of support in Manga Booster, and it did nothing. He really did not pop off, which is so crazy. Yeah, just the way it is sometimes. Android 18, she's good. It's just why play her over Cell? I feel like if you're going to play any red leader, you might as well just play Cell because they use a lot of the same cards, but Cell just does what she wants to do better. King Goma, be on the lookout for Goma, man. Goma is actually really nuts if it's played in the right hands. If it's put in the right hands of a good Goma player. Shout out Corrosive Bullet. I know he did win his locals with this recently. UniX has talked about this being a pretty good deck. It's especially with some of the new cards it got in set 7. Holy crap, this is pretty darn aggressive. We're gonna throw him a little higher up there. But yeah, it's very cool what I can do. Black Shenron, or the Eternal Dragon himself, he's in Rogue / High Roll, more so leaning on the High Roll side of things. This deck is entirely based off RNG. Even with the support it got, it made it more consistent. But still, at the end of the day, it is entirely based on what you discard off the top of your deck. If you don't discard cards that actually do things, then you just wasted cards. If you don't see your Dragon Balls, you're just kind of waiting to get your Dragon Balls. Like I played a lot of games with Shenron, and while he is fun, he is not. There were so many games where I would just be waiting for my last Dragon Ball, and it was at the bottom of my deck, and I had no way to get it, and my opponent just steamrolled over me. So I just don't feel like this. I'll put him a little higher up here because I know the support does help. Excuse me. I know the support helps. But at the end of the day, the deck is still very luck RNG based. More so than any other deck I can think of. So I can't put it any higher than that. But if you do see what you need to see, if you're having like the best time ever, like you're milling your cards that free play themselves, you're getting your Dragon Balls, it's a good time. It absolutely is a fun time. All right. Last leader, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, the deck I am most excited to play in this upcoming meta. We're gonna throw him up into top competitors. I think that Gotenks is very good. It's got some really cool consistency pieces. Being able to play your 4-drop Gotenks out like on your turn 2, or even like one turn sooner on turn 3. Very, very good. You have your pieces like your Super Saiyan 3 Goku that can recover Goten and Trunkses, so you can do your fusion again. Your event cards getting like a free 25k boost, something that bottom decks all 3 costs or less on the board, and then other cards that just can bottom deck any card that adds that's cost is equal to or less than the total cost of your cards on board. When you're playing a bunch of 4 costs, you're easily able to hit 8 costs and below with it. It's got a lot of great utility. The problem is, I'm still trying to figure out the right build for it. Because with the right build, because right now my building, and sometimes I brick. Sometimes I don't see a whole lot of my pieces I need. But the good things are there. The not even looking at the bad things, the good things are there. The deck can be incredibly aggressive with its ability to swing 35k with your leader. Then you top it, you're swinging 30 with your Gotenkses, your Goku, your Gohans. You're drawing a crap ton of cards. I do think it's going to be a good deck. It's just not dethroning Omega. Omega is just more consistent. It has better removal pieces that can hit barrier. It's top end. It actually has a top end, what Gotenks I feel like doesn't. Gotenks wants to go wide, while your Omega wants to go tall and swing double strike. I feel like if Gotenks had like a legit boss monster, he could be higher up on this list, but he doesn't. So I think that's my tier list now. Do I want to change anything? Like, no, you know what? I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with this. Hold on, I'm gonna make myself a little smaller here. There you go. So we can see everything here in the list. This is gonna be my tier list going into the Manga Booster 2 meta. Unfortunately, not a whole lot has changed. The biggest leaders that got a buff in this, from like the old leaders that got a buff in this, are Bulma with some of the new adventure cards. Namek, Super Saiyan Namek Goku got some support because of the Namek stuff. Shenron got some support. Frieza, Ginyu. I mean, yeah, that's. But they're not pumping them up to the levels that they can compete with the top 4 decks right now. Cell is still number 1, Kid Buu's number 2, Omega's number 3, and Piccolo's number 4. That has not changed. And I understand why people are not happy, are not as happy with the Manga Booster 2 set as we did the first one, because not a whole lot is being changed here. We're getting 3 new leaders, which can range from bad to like playable. A lot of support for older decks that made them stronger, but not tier meta defining. But I do feel like this meta hopefully will be shaken up enough, at least for the first couple weeks. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, we are still looking at the same 4 leaders: Cell, Boo, Omega, and Piccolo. But guys, that'll do it. God, even after all doing all that, it's still a 35-minute video. I am so sorry, guys. But I appreciate you checking out this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Where did I mess up? Did I put something too high or too low? I know you'll let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for keeping the community alive and thriving. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be making Fusion World content. I'm hopeful we'll get some product this weekend. I'm gonna do some box, at least a box opening. I'll have to see how many boxes I can get. At least a box opening on Saturday morning. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that hype button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care now.